All right, so this is a Joshstrifehayes video of him playing WoW and his first impressions. My first impression of Joshstrifehayes is, I can't believe he hasn't played WoW. Like, what? It's a 7-minute video. Let's hear his thoughts. It looks like he's playing TBC. He's on a Draenei Mage. So it must be TBC. It looks like it's not retail. Anyway, let's see what he says.
Classic WoW over retail. I've never played Classic WoW, and I feel that a lot of people tell me that it does design really well, so it's important for me to understand it.
Yeah.
So if I want to reference it in reference to other games, I can explain why I think it does those things well or badly.
Dude, this is the exact reasoning that I want to go back and play some of like the OG MMOs, just for, even if it's just a few hours here and there, just to kind of hop in and check it out, just so I can reference it when we're talking about it on stream, just to educate myself. This exact reasoning. So that's pretty cool.
I don't want to just, parrot and repeat opinions that are told at me. I want...
This is my first Joshstrifehayes video I've ever watched. What a Chad. Yeah, I like this guy. You don't want to just say things, you want to experience them and then form your own opinion. That's awesome. Cool. I'm a fan. After 23 seconds, give the video a thumbs up. Yeah, good job forming your own opinion. I love that.
Be able to form my own and understand, importantly, why I've formed them. So, to me, playing Classic WoW was basically about understanding why people say the things they do about this game.
Good.
I like to be able to effectively make my own mind up on why things are good or bad. And I think it's important that I have first-hand experience of that. Because not having first-hand experience of that is... I'm just, parroting somebody else's opinion.
That's exactly right.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And since playing it, I have learned that the pacing is excellent. I really enjoy the pacing of it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff going on. There's a lot of really interesting choices that have been made. It's very cozy. It's very easy. I'm sure it will get complicated later, but for now, because it starts easy and gets complicated later, that tells me it's got good pacing.
Very good take. I agree with this. We did a react to GPay trying retail for the first time last week, and the problem with retail, which by the way, I like retail. I'm playing it right now, actually, and I'm very excited for the raids tomorrow. There's a lot of good about retail, which also doesn't mean there can't be bad. Anyway, the problem with retail leveling is the pacing. You get thrown in there, you get so much stuff thrown at you, and like you are kind of like one-shotting stuff for a while until you aren't and you hit a brick wall. Whereas Classic WoW has this like, not linear, but it almost feels linear, where like you start with almost nothing and it's that way for a long time, so you get really comfortable, and then they like slow drip you, like here's one more ability. Okay, you're level 10 that took you a long time. Here's talents now, but you only get to choose one, and then like it's gonna take you another few hours to get your second one. You gotta run back to the trainer so you can think. The flight path time is gonna allow you to think. The travel, like the pacing, great, right?
Is this hardcore? Nope, this is as softcore as they come.
Soft,
100% totally softcore. There's a reason it did so well. Brought in people that didn't know anything. Yeah, it's very new player friendly. It's not fast, but it is new player friendly.
Yeah.
And I think that's an important balancing thing that a lot of people forget about.
Yeah,
they think
totally.
new games have to be fast in order to catch their attention. They have to be paced. Whenever I say to people, this game isn't catching people, it's not as complicated as it needs to be, I don't mean that you need to give players end game experiences immediately. What I mean is you need to give players choices early on that actually have a level of impact that they can see. I mean, let's discuss the most basic one here. I can cast either Fireball or Frostbolt. If I cast Fireball, I will do more damage, but the enemies will get to me quicker. If I cast Frostbolt, I'll do slightly less damage, but the enemies get to me slower. Now, in the grand scheme of things, that's not the most complicated choice to make, but what it's doing is it's actually giving me some agency over the early game combat experience. Do I want to do more damage but risk getting into melee combat, or do I want to do slightly less damage but delay getting into melee combat and give myself some utility? And the fact that that is such a small choice but it's a choice that I can make, means that it's a choice that a new player will make. I like that. It's not going to change the gameplay experience as a whole, but it does feel like it has a level of meaning to it. And then you've also got the, okay, I've got to put my frost armor on in case the enemies do get close to me. That's fine, I'll do that. But oh, I can also put arcane intellect on. Oh, that's great, I'll do that too. Oh, I've got a blood elf bandit. Why don't I make sure that I frostbolt them and then run away if I absolutely need to? Let's see if I can slow them down. Or am I just going to cast fireballs knowing it's going to be slower? Or am I going to resort to my wand again? That is a level of agency that, even though it's not super duper complicated, give the player a meaningful choice. That's why I like it.
Well said.
You don't get shoulder armor or kind of headgear until you've played for a bit. Every level feels like it's bringing me something new. It's making enemies easier to hit. It's giving me something there. I feel like gaining a level.
Well, one of the things that Classic WoW does, and he's playing TBC, which I actually think TBC does this worse. I think Classic does it even better, is you always have something you look forward to. It's like, okay, the early levels, they're quick, so you're getting like, oh, I'm level 6, I get my level 6 abilities. I'm level 8, okay, level 10, I get talons. Level 15, you get those new shoulders. Level 20, that for a lot of classes, you get like that nice first capstone talent, which feels incredible. And you're getting into some of the actual dungeons like Dead Mines and Wailing Caverns, right? You always have that next dungeon, that next zone, that next ability, that next piece of armor, that next big quest, and then then you get to Scarlet Monastery, which is amazing, and then you get your mount, which is amazing. I will say Classic WoW in the 40s, maybe it feels a little bit like redundant, it can kind of get maybe a little boring between like 42 and like 46. Right, but then you're approaching the end game and you're getting to raids and harder content. Like the pacing is just so good. It's like the perfect carrot on a stick. You always have something right there, and I'm glad he feels that like super early on.
Leveling Classic feels like I have taken a step up a set of stairs toward the top, and I can see the climb happening. Gaining a level in Retail, and I played it very briefly, feels like I'm in a lift. And I know that I'm going to get to the top floor eventually, but what I'm actually doing is just looking at the numbers of the lift as the lift goes up and gets me toward the top floor.
Great analogy.
I don't know how high I am. I don't know how far I've got to go. I just know I can see the number going up. That's what it is. Leveling in Classic feels like you're on an open, exposed staircase, and every single step you can feel what it's doing. Whereas leveling in Retail feels like you get on the lift at floor 0, you level until the top floor, and then you get out the lift, and then
you play the game.
that's where the thing starts.
Yep, that's right.
I dislike that, but
yeah.
I'm not saying that people that enjoy that are wrong. I feel that Retail does have some incredibly well-designed, complex dungeons.
If I didn't already thumbs up you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna unthumbs it up just so I can re-thumbs it up. What an intelligent take. I really like this guy. Actually, you know what? I'm going to subscribe to this guy too. Boom. You've earned yourself a sub with some takes like this. Yeah, exactly. Doesn't mean everyone has to dislike it. It means he dislikes it, but that doesn't mean the rest of the game is crap. That's right. The Retail leveling experience might feel like you're taking an elevator lift to the top and it spits you out, and like maybe you don't like that, but it doesn't mean everyone else doesn't like it, and it doesn't mean that experience once you're at the top sucks either. Very well said, brother.
That should be, enjoyed. If you want to enjoy them, totally fine. Go for it. I like Classic because I like the slower paced nature of it. Do modern MMOs need a better paced leveling experience? Yeah, they do. I would like to ask you a question about MMO expansions and get your take. Go for it. I've discussed expansions at length before. More than happy to talk about them. I think if an expansion actually reduces the viable size of your game, as in everyone has to go to the expansion for every single reason, weirdly, you've not expanded your game. You've actually condensed it.
Another great take. Wow. Yeah, that's one of the things that I feel very strongly about in Classic Plus. After playing Era, it's like, yeah, the world's massive and it feels alive because there's reasons to visit all these areas. And then when TBC comes out, like it actually feels kind of like a bit smaller, which is weird, and is for that exact reason. But what I was gonna say is, when you play, if you've played RuneScape has done a really good job of keeping Gilnair, I'm saying that wrong, keeping their world alive by making sure that all of the old world has reasons to traverse. So you're gonna see high-level players in Varrock, for example, or like some of these like Lumbridge, like all the time, because they're going through there on their high-level quests, because they're just porting and like running around the world. It's not all of the high players are just in a completely separate world and you never see them, right? So I think about this a lot when it comes to designing Classic Plus correctly. It's not just, oh, let's do a new zone where everyone now inhabits and the rest of the world's dead. Because that would suck, right? You want reasons for the whole world to feel alive always. RuneScape's done it well. I hope Classic Plus can do it. But WoW expansions typically are very vertical, where the new place is the only place. Now, TBC does it actually kind of okay, because Karazhan is in the old world and you need to go to like Stormwind to get to Kara. Or if you're Horde, you go to probably Gromgol and ride up or whatever, or maybe fly up. So TBC kind of works, but then once you get into like Wrath, like every expansion after does it worse and worse, right?
Now, older, especially like Korean MMOs do this a lot. They're like, there's an expansion from, brand new things. Everyone goes there. Okay, cool. That's not expanding the world. That's just shifting the focus. Yes, some people do enjoy roller coasters. Some enjoy the hike in the woods. Neither is better. MMORPGs exist to give an experience to different players. It's great that we've got all these different experiences, all these different viable options. We should continue to have these viable options. You've had a thought that studios, Blizzard, feel they add new levels is a must. Adding new experiences is a must. You want the player to be able to do something new. The question is, how do you have them do something new without kind of feature creep, without scope creep, without scale creep? How do you encourage a player to take on a new challenge when so many of your player base are driven by the mechanical aspect of your game, not the narrative? If you say to them, hey, we've designed the new quest, a lot of people are going to say, what's the reward? They don't care about the experience of the quest, they care about the reward. And that's okay. If that's how you want to play the game, that's fine. But you're then going to get people that say, well, what's the quest? We don't care about the reward, we care about the quest, the narrative, how it ties into the world. And balancing both those things is a very difficult thing to do. It's a complicated balance to find. And I think one of the issues is that so many companies want to focus on one side over the other. Mechanical players definitely do want both, but they also value the mechanics over the story. And that's fine. Some people value story over the mechanics. That's what divides any community. Different focus within the experience itself. We spoke about this about an hour ago. Finding players who play the way you play and enjoy the aspect of the game you enjoy is what makes these things fun.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm a massive. That's my first video ever from Josh. Massive fan, man. That was very well said. Especially that end part. Someone the other day came in the stream and they said something along the lines of like, I'm quitting. I don't remember exactly what he said. It was like, I'm quitting TBC because people are too sweaty about requiring gear score or something like that. It was something like that. And I said something very similar to what Josh just said. It's like, dude, you have to plug in to, oh, you know what it was? He's like, I'm level 65 and I'm just too far behind. And like everyone else is already doing heroics and I'm still leveling. I'm like, dude, just plug into a community that's not so sweaty and get into like more of like a casual leveling guild. And like, there's going to be other people that are playing the game just like you that you can have fun with. But if you're comparing yourself to the person who's playing 20 hours a day, like an Ampy who hit 70 on the first day, and it's like, yeah, like not a smart idea, right? Same thing in retail, right? If you're in retail and you're in a guild of someone trying to do like AOTC week 1 and you're just trying to play the game for fun, it's gonna feel awful. So you have to find like-minded players. So, man, very well said. I like this video a ton. What's this guy's channel's name? Joshstrifehayes. I actually just subbed. I've never seen his videos because I guess he doesn't play WoW, but I thought that was a very good upload. Do servers matter for M+? I don't think so. Comparisons to Thief of Joy? Absolutely. That's just his clip channel? Oh. Well, I subbed to his clip channel. He's got some good takes. Well, I mean, he's just a thinker. You can tell this guy's just a thinker. He just sits there and thinks about these things and tries to understand them versus just like knee-jerk reply, right? It's like, okay, what's actually happening here? I like that. I appreciate it. Cool. I can't believe he hasn't played WoW until now. That is crazy to me. WoW's the greatest game